think that will have to do with getting through the DLC story, and then also doing all the side missions, which I'm doing the best to do all of them I can. Although Taskmaster seems like it's gonna be one I'm gonna have to take some time to do off camera. So I looked for everything before, but this I didn't look at.
This is the folder MJ found at the auction house. This might help us figure out what Lee's planning next.
Let's see. Yeah, let's take this with us. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Phew. It's a burn room, wired to destroy evidence.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, I do not. Okay, that. Ooh.
Need to overload those junction boxes.
Yeah, let's do that. I did not think I would possibly do this job.
One more.
Let's look for that one. Well, I'll give Martin Lee props. If someone were to find his evidence, he would trap them here to die. It's crazy, but ingenious.
The police had found this. Or May. Don't want to think of what could have happened.
Again, I'm impressed, but...
Okay, through the floor grate.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, that... I'd probably be more scared too if that happened. If I was trapped into this kind of electrified room.
Now, how do I get out of here?
Hello, and what are you? Alright, way out.
Hello, Peter.
Mr. Lee. I thought you were out of town.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Martin, you're back.
Get that.
Thank you.
And heading off again shortly, I'm afraid. Just needed a few things from my office.
You must have heard about City Hall.
Yes. Tragic.
Peter was there. He was very lucky.
And an Osborne rally. I didn't know you were a fan. Well, what matters is you are both safe.
Amen.
But the bombers are still out there. Who knows what they've planned next?
I don't think you or May have anything to worry about. As long as you stay away from places you're not supposed to be. Well, I should go.
When will you be back?
When my work is done.
Oh, you know, and then you know.
Wait!
Well, Oh my god, so biking from outside. Definitely we need level up.
Captain Watanabe,
I finally got your evidence. Head to the Feast Center in Chinatown.
what am I going to find?
A nice lady named May Parker. And some really weird stuff hidden in Lee's office. But listen, he's got another attack planned.
Where? When?
Still working on that, but I think he's going to use something called Devil's Breath.
Sounds destructive. What is it?
A substance created by Oscorp. Probably a bioweapon of some kind. I have a folder full of info on it. I'm holding on to it for now. I'll send copies as soon as I can.
Okay, we'll check his office. If the evidence stands up, I'll put out an APB.
MJ, hey. Just checking in.
Peter, hey. Can I call you back?
I think you'll want to hear this. Wait, why are you whispering?
Just in the middle of something. How about we catch up over dinner? My place?
Oh, sure. I'll even cook.
Cool. See ya.
Wait, remember how you told me about Lee's corrupting touch? I think I just saw it in action.
How?
Some perfectly nice homeless people just jumped me. Thing is, they had glowing eyes. And I remembered Yuri telling me something similar about the guard who released Shocker.
So Shocker was working for Lee? It's all connected.
There's more, but I guess we'll talk about it at dinner.
Yeah, see ya.
Dinner? Huh. What should I cook?
Alright. Sorry to be a bit quiet for all that, but I choose to talk to cutscenes. You know, it's to be more fair that way.
Naval ground team, need a status report.
Oh, hi, Doctor. How are you?
Parker, exciting news. Come by the lab.
Like now?
This is my defining moment. Can't wait to show you.
Cool. I've got dinner plans. Can I come by later?
Dinner can wait. You need it. Come, Peter.
Okay. Be right there. Wonder if this means I have a job again. Guess I can stop by just for a minute. I know I did your job for you, but no need to pay me. Action is my reward.
Alright. Let's go see,
I have to tell you, Triple J, I used to think you were exaggerating the danger to the city, but after the City Hall bombing, I gotta admit, you were right.
A lot of people have been telling me that, congratulating me, but I don't want congrats. I would have loved to have been wrong. Better yet, for those in a position of power to have listened to me and done something. But they didn't, and I'm not sure they'll listen now. Unless concerned citizens like you and I make ourselves impossible to ignore. Stand up! Take your city back! That's the only way we can ever be sure that justice will be done. That and listening to me every day!
and someone loves hearing themselves talk. There's something to talk about before we slowly swing by. So, I haven't seen Far From Home yet. I tried to go see it or get it, but I did see Episode Spider-Verse, which was awesome. I think I mentioned it before, not sure. I probably did, but it was probably in that one session where you couldn't hear me. I'll say this, if they were, well, I mean, if they were to involve something with we now met Penny Parker, and currently only two things of her we know is in End of Spider-Verse Arrow comic, we might see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in a TV series. Well, let's go see what Octavius needs. This might be a bit of a cutscene. I'm going to mute my microphone for this. So, Once I go for this door, I'll be very quiet.
Hey, Doctor.
Hello, Peter. I'll be just a minute.
Wow. Look at all this new stuff.
Actually, I can talk now. Yeah, all this new stuff. I'm kind of worried on where he got it. But how about let's work on that. Let's work on that. Guys, I was saying, let's work on with this scene.
Where did you get all this equipment?
Called in every last favor. Took out a few loans. It's like we're starting over once again. But this time's going to be different.
Aim. Ooh. Ah. Set. Think. What do you think? Foreshadowing? Well, I mean, if you already know Octavius very well, you know what happens to him.
You've been busy.
Just getting started. You know, until now, we've been looking at prosthetics from the wrong perspective. Why restore people to what they were when we can make them better? Okay, I think that should do it. You ready?
Everything okay?
Damn it! This is all your fault, Norman, you son of a...
Well, I know who you're not voting for in the next election. Sorry. I have a habit of making bad jokes in tense situations.
It was a good joke, Parker. Just a bit of an overreaction on my part.
No, don't worry. Why don't you take a break? I'll clean this up and get us ready for another test. So, hope you don't mind me asking, but it seems you and Norman have a bit of a history.
We were lab partners in college. Became friends. Decided to start a business. We both had visions of changing the world, just in different ways.
Wait, you were at Oscorp when it started?
I'm half the reason it's called Oscorp. In grad school, everyone called us the O's. Add Corp to that, and, well, it is a catchy name.
Well, why'd you leave?
Norman became more and more obsessed with genetics. He started a project I considered unethical. And there was this... Anyway, lawyers got involved. I chose to leave in exchange for a settlement. But that money didn't last very long. I've relied on grants ever since. If this project doesn't work...
Don't worry. It'll work. Let me just fix this up.
I'll brew some fresh coffee. Be sure to run a diagnostic on the control unit. Could be a short.
Now we gotta do this as a mandatory mission.
No good. Gotta reroute this circuit.
I don't think it's something to talk about, but these puzzles do require concentration. But I guess I can figure something to talk about. So... I think I know what I need to do. Not by mistake. Yeah, I can do it.
Oh, why don't you do the honors this time?
I think we did it.
Next step, neural interface.
That's a lot of work for you to do by yourself. Sure you can handle it?
Apparently not, judging by today's debacle.
Because I still haven't found another job.
My funds are still...
I know. It's okay. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. What's a few bucks when you're trying to change the world, right?
to changing the world.
Missed call from MJ. Doctor, I need to go, but I'll be back later.
Don't worry, the work will still be here when you get back.
Now the question remains: can that arm does that arm have a vibration function? I had to go there. I mean, it was right there. You see an arm. You think to yourself, you know, I asked myself, Ruby really has. So ever since I learned of Barb and her puns, she literally has become more so me in a nutshell. If you don't know who Barb is, Barbara Duckerman from Ruby. And for anyone who probably does know what Ruby is, probably knows certain things, so we're just leave it at that. We're not here to talk. There's no reason to talk about it, and there's no reason for me to hold on for a second. There's no reason for me to go into that whole discussion. There's no reason. Now, what I'm looking for is the other of those missions.
Parker, we've been focused on limb replacement, connecting nerves at severed extremities, replicating the function of lost appendages. But what if instead we gave people something they've never seen? Something straight from the mind. Unchain all of us from the bodies we've been born with, and instead unleash the awesome power of our minds.
That's how things like, I think I should know I know the reference I'm about to make. Ghost in Shell is born.
Doc's working on some kind of advanced hypodermic delivery system. Maybe to help with implant rejection? I don't know, that's a big needle.
I hope I didn't pick up. Anyway, so yeah, the reference I was making, but I feel like it would be right to bring that up. I feel, and when it comes to any type of topics, that some topics are better to not talk about, but it's fine to talk about them, but you shouldn't feel you're obligated to.
In some sad, sick way, the City Hall attack may have done some good. Norman's approval ratings are sinking. The people are starting to realize their beloved mayor only cares about himself. Sometimes it takes a tragedy to wake people up to the truth, to finally see the monster they themselves elected.
Wish Doc wouldn't fixate on Norman like this.
Yeah, coming from Peter, he was very fixated on Osborn when he came to Mary, when all he's done. Like, watch the 90s Spider-Man. That is, again, I think I mentioned before, that is the most, like, angry I've ever knew Peter. That version of Peter is one Peter I know, because that when he was angry, he was frustrated. He was, like, I guess the right word is angst. But angst in the right way, not angst in the people use it in the wrong way. Like, he actually had, like, feelings.
Neural interface would be a big step, Doc.
Big, yes, but essential. If our prosthesis is anything less than effortless to use, we'll have failed. We'll get there, Peter. We have to.
And if you know what I mean, look up any clips. Look up one of the clips of Peter interacting with Madam Web. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, these two are locked. I'm gonna be a bit quiet for this one so I can concentrate. So it's gonna be a little bit of dead air, but understandable. But I guess but I'll try to see if I can talk and think at the same time.
Doc's messing around with superconductors.
So, but yeah, when I was talking about the whole Peter being very angry when he interacted with Madam Web, look up the '90s Spider-Man. Peter was very like angry in that one. Like that was a Peter I grew up to. His kind of like his anger and frustration. His anger is way like the Peter I grew up to. So like everyone in the 1970s, I think it was Spider-Man. You know, what is very known for all the gifs and stuff, gifs and memes. But I grew up to that Peter, with my first Peter, or like most people, they grew up to the original. They grew up to probably some like the Sam Raimi films, and that's okay. I say that people are always going to like or dislike a certain Spider-Man. That in the case of how a lot of people feel about, because you know, we know a lot of people didn't have their usual how they feel about the, like, some people like the Sam Raimi films. Let's not pretend everyone did. Everyone loved it. People loved Sam Raimi films. Tobey Maguire was a great Spider-Man. Don't deny it. He was a good one. Now Andrew Garfield, I guess, he wasn't getting a chance to really grow as one. And Tom Holland has really come his own since Homecoming and Civil War. Then you have the voices of Spider-Man, and there's always a lot. And currently, I would say Yuri Yonafal is one of the best voices of Spider-Man, who does a very good job of that charm we're very accustomed to Spider-Man. And you said Yuri is a good actor, and that's up to Dick. But sure, people always know Yuri as Sasuke. People know him always know him as Sasuke. All you'll ask him that is, is it difficult to get used to people only knowing you, that you're only known as Sasuke, you're only known as the young man who wanted to revenge his clan and kill his brother. That's something I want to ask like voice actors of. Do you ever feel you're only known for like one or two roles, but people don't know you for your other roles? I feel that's like I will ask at next when I go to Week in October. This will be a question. This is kind of an interesting question, but do you ever get the feeling? Do you ever feel people only know you for like? Do you ever get that feeling that people only know you for one role, but they don't know you for another role? And I think that's something I do think about, is people only do know Yuri sometimes as Sasuke. Sometimes they know him as he played Ben. It's true, some people do know he played Ben in the Alien Force series. It's true, people do know that. But some people only think of Yuri, they only think of Sasuke. For example, here's a good example. Bryce Padenbrook. People only know him as Kazuto Kirigaya or Kirito, or Eren in Attack on Titans. Guess which one that he's hated for the most? For anyone, any of the detractors, like, wait, who's Bryce Padenbrook? Who's Kirito? I mean, good. I hope that some of you who are listening to this probably never got into that drama or heard the show. You probably have. And I always say, I have the games, and I want to do live streams. I'm worried to the idea of, am I gonna get attacked for playing them? Because that would suck. I mean, I don't think anyone would. I mean, no one should be that. I mean, if you attack someone over a game they play, isn't that a little bit much? Then again, people do attack some people over what the shows they like. I got in that whole oh, you have an anime profile, you're a weeb. I've gotten that a few times. I got those trolls. I've gotten those kind of trolls a few times. So trust me, I've been for that. At least I have something to talk about. But back when I was saying on the whole Yuri thing, I feel people only know Yuri because he played. Some people probably only know Yuri because, okay, he does have that one voice he does when he plays a character. True, but he does have that tone voice he does. He plays Sasuke or even characters like Yosuke or Makoto Yuki. Although he hasn't really done much Makoto Yuki when it comes to. But when it comes to I would say people will, but I guess it is true. Some people only know a voice actor or an actor only for probably one role, and that's always going to be the case. And that's something we're always going to accept, that people are only going to know you because you did one thing. I guess it's that kind of that. I guess I finally cracked the reference of that reference in J-Side Bob.
Very cool. Complex oxide ceramic. Perfect Type 2 superconductor. It'll run hot, but maybe good for an outboard controller?
Maybe. But I think I finally now understand the reference that was going on in J-Side Bob when they met two actors who were from Good Will Hunting and American Pie. You only know them for that one role, but that's all I know you for.
Some kind of polymer. And
usually it's more in the case of nostalgia. That's why some people only know them for one role. And that's fine if you have that nostalgia for them for playing that character in that character. But you should kind of know them more for their other works, not for just one role. And I think that we all kind of go for that, is that people do only know an actor for only one role, or usually they hate the actor because they're in that role. So again, I go back to the Bryce thing. He was Kirito in SAO, and also Eren. Two shows are popular that maybe not as well as liked it. Well, with Attack on Titan, it always had a lot of hiatuses. It had a big hiatus between season 1, season 2, and season 3 did finally come out. And finally, it's trying to wrap up, finally, the manga, and include the final season. So, everyone kind of just hated the show up for that. And again, this is what happens a lot when it comes to series, that people will kind of, when shows are popular, they do kind of, that popularity do wane. And that's the kind of case where a lot of stuff is that people will, their opinions on the show do change when it first started to where it is now. We see that a lot with a lot of popular shows and popular series, is that the popularity starts to wane. Where people liked it at the beginning starts to change, and we're used to that kind of thing with a lot of popular series. that people liked it at first, but that changed throughout the whole entire story. And that's where I kind of say, true, we're gonna always get used to people not liking a show. Not liking a show in its second run. But then we do have the whole dislike a voice actor because they were in that role kind of thing, and that happens a lot in they only judge you because you play this kind of character, that you're the kind of person. And now welcome to like Rise of the Shield Hero, because you know people are gonna probably attack Sarah and Faye Meta just because they both were. Hold on for a second. But trying to get my thoughts on this one. But people are always going to dislike or judge a person because, oh, you were in this series, you were in that series, therefore you were in this series, you were in that series. That's kind of understandable. People will kind of judge a person because they were in that series, or because they're everywhere, or oh, you're the next Johnny on Boss because you're in everything. Because that's not something I would probably tell a voice actor. It's like, you're getting compared to Johnny on Bosch. I don't know how to. That's kind of weird now. So, of course, that comes to my whole point, is that have we gotten to the point that people only know you for like one role? Yes, I think we have gotten that point. People only know an actor for just one role or that one thing. It's not like they were a one-and-done actor. They still did stuff. But we see that a lot in media. People only know a person because they were in that one thing. Or they only know you because, oh, you were that character, so therefore you are a bad person. So continuing on what I'm trying to say with the whole, so continuing on what I'm trying to say with the whole Faye Meta thing. Not Faye Meta thing, but the whole, oh, mine. Because she played that character, people kind of just think, oh, you're just as bad because you played that character, or they forget the difference between a person who plays a character that, well, one, is just a job to them, and they are attached to the characters they play. That's true. You see that a lot with actors. If you follow a lot of actors on social media, they show a lot of love for the characters they do, and because they become a part of those characters. And I think that's something people forget, is that they're not... You should not take what happens in the show so seriously that you feel like, oh, because they were this character, they are as bad as the character they played. And we see that too much. The people are a little... become too... They become very... I guess the right word I'm saying is that their mindset about the character translates into, oh, they're terrible because they play this character. And we see that a lot of people do forget that they're just actors. That they're just actors playing a role. Do not take. Please understand that they're just actors playing a role. They're not. Please understand they're just actors playing a role. They are not. Please understand they're just actors playing a role. They're not the character they play. Just because you don't like hearing a voice actor being cast in the same stuff, which okay, fine, people hate that with a lot of companies, but at the same time, I will then argue, we hear the same sayings all the time. How come that's no difference? And I think that is kind of where I feel there's a lot of double standards. You complain about hearing the same voice actors, but never the same sayings. So to which I say that is a lot of contradiction in just those words. Luckily, through this puzzle, it kind of gave me something to have a bit of a talking point about the whole thing. There we go. I think this is correct. Let's hope for the best. Nope. But I'm not going to try. But I think that's always going to be the case. We're always going to have people who only just know a voice actor because they played this one person. But they always gotta react to when they hear that one person. Bryce is always gonna be reminded he's Kirito, even though he enjoys being the character. He and everyone everyone who did this, like making jokes, cracking jokes, and they're self-aware of the memes and jokes that they know. They don't believe all of them because they worked in the show for what was 2000. It was like 2012, 2011, 2012 when Sword Art Online first came on. They're very aware of all the jokes and memes, and they pretty much are all water off the duck's back on them and just let it happen, let it slide. They're not gonna let it bother them. People can make all the same jokes. That's why they make the jokes. Same time you shouldn't take what they make the jokes of. They know Kirito is not in a harem. They know it's not a harem. They've worked on the show for a long time. They also probably read the source material. All of them probably read the source material. They are very well self-aware of all the jokes and references, and that's fine. That's okay. They are self-aware of all the jokes, so that's fun. It's fun to just join in with it's like I said. It's fine to join in with the jokes. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with joining in on all the jokes and references. It's that you have to just let it slide that matters. You see, so really, it's not like, oh, they're making it worse. No, they're just joining in with the jokes. They're just joining in with the jokes. They're not really doing anything wrong. I mean, people make the same. People kind of overdo with the jokes themselves, which doesn't help the image itself. But at the same time, it's better to just roll with some of the jokes than to let it bother you. Then again, I'm not a fan of a lot of overused puns. So, what can you do? Actually, we're about to finish the puzzle up. So hey, we had a nice talking point here.
This is awesome. A self-healing polymer. This stuff will survive almost anything.
Again, can it still be used as a vibration function? But during that kind of gotta be something we have to talk about. And like I said, doing this small stuff is kind of does help. But let's get going. We gotta go see MJ.
Hey, sorry I missed your call. We still on for dinner?
Dinner? Oh, yeah. I was calling you about something else, but yeah, we should talk over dinner.
Offer still stands for me to come over and cook.
Oh, really? Well, I like to take risks. I'm still out, but I'll grab some stuff at the store and let you know when I'm home.
Okay, talk soon. All right, dinner at MJ's. No expectations. Be hard to screw this one up. Guess I'll just freelance for a while until she calls.
Yes, let's do a bit of exploring, and then I'll find something to talk about. Oh yeah, the suit mods. Challenge tokens. I do need to do those challenge tokens at some point, so I should probably bite the bullet and do those. Let's go. Oh, air yoink might be pretty good. But we need to be able to grab their oh, the rock return. We need that for later. You never know. Trust me, you're gonna need that.
I got an interesting tip today. Remember that barbaric beast named the Rhino? Apparently last night he almost escaped from his cell in the raft. How, you ask? Well, no one there seems to know, but they assure me he's been relocated to a more secure cell. Now, I'm no expert on Supermax prisons, but isn't the whole point of them that there isn't anything else more secure? I mean, he's a 700-pound maniac with an indestructible horn. If there's a more secure cell, why wasn't he in it?
I don't know. How does six people get out of the cell in the first place? I mean, how does 6 people ever get out of a cell later on in the game? You tell me. You tell me, Jameson. I do need to do the Taskmaster mission. Those are the challenge tokens I need, actually. There's also the mission that I did in my other, which is on my PS4, which was the Spider-Man mission. We might do that next session, probably next week or so. This.
我去继续搜查。
Hey guys, bird watching? I saw some pigeons over there. Can't have the ones inside feeling left out. Going down.
I never did see this on any playthrough, so this is the first time I've done this. Let's go.
MJ, I'm at the first location on your list, and guess what I found?
Demons?
Give the lady a prize. See if you can figure out what they're up to while I introduce myself. Literally didn't see that coming.
Trying to find them.
I hope you new guys can up your game, because those last guys, yawn.
Peter, that location's supposedly an importer of souvenirs for Chinatown shops.
What they're importing is not something I want as a memento.
Drugs?
Demons. Looks like they bring in their buddies in shipping containers. Explains how foreign nationals with criminal records are getting into the country. You guys look mad. I admit, I used all my good quips on the others, but I don't mind repeating myself. Never touches the... This is like when the band's doing its fourth encore and you just kind of want to go home. fellas. I got plenty of webbing for all of you.
Let's try not to die here. You got. Yeah. Good job.
MJ, call the police. All the demons are incapacitated.
Don't forget to bring me a souvenir.
I think I have seen someone do the these base tokens, but not sure.
Hey, MJ.
All right, I picked up a bunch of stuff at the store. Can't wait to see what you come up with.
Swinging over now. Prepare to be amazed.
At least they're talking to each other. I cannot think of it. And again, people could. I mean, people will always use the word, use the B word to describe someone, but at least they're work together. They're at least trying to work together. That what matters.
Now here's a frightening thought. Oscorp does research and development for the military. Are the demons after experimental weapons? If I was a psychotic cult, I would be. I wonder where they got the idea. What highly visible figure has made a career out of fighting madmen with lethal experimental technology like flight suits, tectonic gauntlets, and gigantic scorpion tails? No, 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 don't say the name! I just ate.
Oh boy. I wonder if I his leg. Turn it off.
Peter! You are not gonna believe what happened. So you know that address you gave me? I went there.
MJ.
I know, but wait.
What is this?
Just listen.
Earlier that day.
This is the address Pete found. Men are all carrying firearms. What is this place? That office. Might be something inside that connects this to Lee. Need to get back there.
Huh? What was that? What dumbass can't put their shit away? Bet it was happy.
Martin Lee's really paying the boss?
Yeah. We built this war beast for Lee. Lee finances the boss's new venture. Win-win.
Well, you better clean your slag off that sloppy well. Boss sees that, he'll be pissed.
Need to get into that office.
So what's the boss doing with the money from this Lee job?
Grave dust, man.
All that cash is going straight into grave dust.
What are they building? Is this all for Lee?
You tried any yet?
Only samples. Boss is still perfecting the recipe, man.
Careful.
Got a kick.
I hear it. Who is that? Hey.
Wait!
Oh crap.
So what's the boss doing with the money from this Lee job?
Grave dust, man. All that cash is going straight into grave dust.
What are they building? Is this all for Lee?
You tried any yet?
Only samples. Boss is still perfecting the recipe, man. It's got a kick.
Oh boy. I'm gonna have to cut this short. So this is gonna be a short one, so probably back in a bit. Hold on.